Hey there folks, Jed Lowe, the Film Talk. How are you? On a very cold day here in Nashville. It's about 20-something degrees, a little bundled up. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you clicked on a link, an affiliate link on thefilmtalk.com. And what that is, I wanted to put this video out there because I know the folks that I'm writing about. I know the people behind this film, and I felt, well, I believe in transparency in a kind of a WikiLeaky kind of way. So I felt it was appropriate for me to let you know that I know these guys, and even though no money has changed hands, I should say that I have consulted for them. And you never know, because independent films are always awash in cash, that I might get some money at some point in the day. But I have been advising them on a variety of media conceptions for cinema. So I felt it was appropriate to say that. And the reason I wanted to say that, I think it has to go, indulge me here for a second. I think it has to, oh boy, there's some guy in the road here with a bicycle, and he's got dogs. Apparently the dogs are pulling his bike. Okay. I wanted to, the reason I'm putting this video at all, not just because of transparency, I think it goes back to when I was a kid, about 9 years old. I was raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, and the local crap paper, the Chronicle, on Sundays had something called the Pink Section. What the Pink Section was like the entertainment guide, stories about movies or theater or books, what have you. And I used to love reading it when I was a kid, like 7, 8 years old. I used to love reading it. And then I was about 9, and I realized, I wondered, why are these stories here? And I realized the entire thing really is just a puff piece. Everything is an advertisement. And in fact, 90% of the newspaper really is, it's gossip or people advertising for themselves. I was a little crestfallen, but of course this was the eyes opening up to a wider world and seeing how everything is interconnected and see how people are hustling and how things work in this capitalist system. And it made an impact on me, because then I thought, well, how can I trust? How can I trust these people's reviews? How can I trust, what the film critics are saying about cinema, because they're all involved in this web of actually having to make a living and have a career. And especially now as a kid during the Cold War, but since, and I've mentioned this on the show, since the end of the Cold War, during the Cold War there was another system. And it wasn't as if everybody was going to jump to that system, but it kept, at some level, I think it kept capitalism honest. Capitalism had to have a human face, and now that's gone. And we're in this position where people are scared. I think people, at some level, the people are very scared. There's a huge amount of bullshit going on, and people are scared. And so there's nobody, run this light slightly. Sorry. Kids, don't do just what I just did. There's a fear out there. A fear level of bullshit, which makes, allows for a toleration of mediocrity, especially, of course, we're talking about in film criticism, which is barely any mainstream. That's decent. And that's the situation we find ourselves in. So I felt that, again, it was important that I talked about that, and because we don't even have to get into the whole thing like people calling I Am Legend one of the greatest films ever made. But we're in this system now of the high unemployment where people are terrified for their jobs. And this increases the level of bullshit. So I wanted to be, open and honest about what the deal was. And of course, even if I wasn't consulting with these folks, I still would have written this post, because I'm a big fan of the filmmaker Jason LaHaye, his previous film Gaia. I love two things about it. I love the sense of space and how you can use these new technologies like the red camera. Boy, my evil power is lens flare. That's all I got. I can defeat my enemies with lens flare. I love his sense of space that he created, which I thought was, more 3D, more sense of space than anything like, in the cheese fest, though entertaining, like Avatar. And I also loved his ideas of addressing the sacred, because we see the sacred in Gaia in a way that I've never seen in cinema before. I think that's so important now, and especially, again, I was talking about capitalism, but how everything is degenerated. How the sacred is replaced with nothing but considerations of commerce, because, again, we're all trapped in this awful system. Okay, well, on that cheery, rambling note, thanks as always for stopping by the Film Talk and listening. And I'll talk to you guys real soon.